Hello children, welcome to the biology class. Previous class we have discussed about the benefits and advantages and types of asexual reproduction. Now sexual reproduction in plants. We have coming to the atypical flower with its internal parts. So the internal parts are we have already discussed, we have in the last class. So about regarding this picture, now in detail we'll go with the theory. A typical flower with its internal parts. Four walls of flower are calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So calyx, it is the outermost roll of the flower. It comprises of units called sepals. In the birth stage, calyx encloses the rest of the flower. They usually exhibit green coloration. In the same case, they may be color-like petals. So this condition of calyx is termed as petaloid calyx, either be prominent or may be absent. So in the birth stage. And next is corolla. Corolla is made up of petals. It consists of many number of petals and it forms a second inner roll arrangement next to the sepals, that is after calyx. These petals are sometimes fragrant, means smell. So they are colored, thin, soft, and which gives a nice smell. That would help in the process of pollination. They would attract animals and insects. And these are usually white or colored but never green color. This corolla, the inner roll will be of different colors but not in green color. The petals make the flower attractive. So petals are large, fragrant and brightly colored parts of the flower. And next is androecium. Androecium is male part or male reproductive part of the flower consisting of stamens. Stamens are delicate thread-like structure. They are delicate thread-like structure. So it is in the third roll. Each stamen consists of two parts, that is anther and filament. Anther and filament. So here pollens are produced by meiosis and disappear eventually. So anther, this is a four-lobed sac-like structure responsible for pollen formation. Pollen formation. So anthers found at the tips. Each anther consists of four pollen sacs. Next, filament. These are thread-like structure and attached to the anther. They keep the another in one place. See here. So androecium, that is anther. This is male reproductive part. A stamen consists of three parts, that is pollen, anther and filament. A thread-like structure. And anther, which is having a sacs on top. At the tip it bears a pollen. So stamens are male reproductive parts of the flower. Stamens are male reproductive parts of the flower. Next is gynoecium. So the female part consists of carpel, the fourth innermost part of the flower. It also consists of pistil. Each carpel is formed of three parts, that is ovary, style and stigma. At the base, ovary is present at the base. Ovary is present at the base and narrow thread-like structure called style, which is present in the middle, and it termed expanded to the stigma at the top. The last roll of the flower is gynoecium, that is female reproductive part, which consists of stigma, style and ovary. When the egg cell produced, ovary is a chamber where ovules are stored waiting for fertilization, and stigma is attached at the top of the carpel where pollen from other flowers land. Thus the pollination occurs. And style is a tubular structure that connects the ovary and stigma. It is responsible for the transportation of pollen from the stigma to the ovary. Next is pollination. So pollination is a process or ecological process in which pollen grains from anthers are transferred to the stigma of a flower of the same species, and it is also termed as pollination is a ecological process carried out by all flowering plants. In this process, the mature pollen grains are transferred from anther to stigma of a flower for the purpose of sexual reproduction in flowering plants. There are two types of pollinations. One is self-pollination and other one is cross-pollination. Self-pollination is one that occurs either within the same flower. Self means same. Which pollination occurs in same plant is self-pollination. This process occurs when the pollen grains from the anther is deposited on the stigma of the same flower or another flower of the same plant. The process occurs when the pollen grains from anther, see, pollen grains are present on the anther. Pollen grains are present on the anther is transferred to the stigma of the same plant is cross-pollination. Self-pollination. The process occurs when the pollen grains of anther is deposited or transferred to stigma of the same flower or another flower on the same plant is called self-pollination. And cross-pollination, the process occurs when the pollen grains are transferred from anther of one flower into the stigma of another flower of different plants of same species. So cross-pollination takes place. These agents are insects or wind. Cross-pollination occurs when the pollen grains are transferred from anther of one flower into stigma of another flower of different parts of the same species. See here, you can see the cross-pollination. Pollen from anther of one plant is transferred to the stigma of a different plant. So through the insects. See, insects are carrying the pollen grains. When insects help in pollination, the transfer of pollen grains is called insect pollination. Because insects are helping the pollination, so we refer it as insect pollination. For example, butterflies, bees and other insects. When insects alight on a flower, the pollen grains stick to its mouth parts. The pollen grains stick to its mouth parts or wings or legs. So when this insect visits on another flower, the pollen grain from the body may fall off on the stigma of the flower. So that will produce. See, pollen from the stamens stick to the bee and visits the flower to collect food. When an insect visits to collect the food, this pollen grains may stick to the mouth, wings or legs. When the bee travels to another plant or of the same type, suppose marigold to marigold, dahlia, saliva, some insect pollinated flowers. When travels of the same type, the pollen on the bee stick to a pistil of a flower of the other plant. So that forms insect pollination. So insect pollination flowers are large with colored petals to attract insects. So the colored flowers or the color petals, a flower with colored petals is insect pollinated. Why this color is? Because to attract the insects. And these are scented. Scented means they give nice odor to that insects locate the flowers by smell. And these contain nectar as food for insects. So agents of cross pollination is one we discussed, that is insect pollination. So you might have visited or nearby your house farms. So you can see on this bees, some insects, butterflies, they will fall or they will come to suck the nectar from the flowers, from the colored flowers, and those are the insect pollinators. Those are the insect pollinators. And you know, certain animals like birds, squirrels, bats are also bring this cross pollination in flowers of certain plants. Next, wind. Wind is also one type of agent for cross pollination. It is called wind pollination. Some plants like maize, palm, pine, and then rice, they produce dry pollen grains. They produce dry pollen grains in large quantities. When these flowers mature, the pollen grains get blown away by the wind, and these pollen grains may fall in all the sorts of places and some may get wasted. But if they happen to fall on stigma of the flower of same type, then the pollination occurs. So what are the characteristics of this wind pollinations are? They are usually small and are dull colors. They have long anthers. So other agent is water pollination. Example is Vallisneria is one good example for water pollinated flowers. So aquatic flowers in aquatic plants whose male flowers are submerged in water and they detach when they mature. So this is about pollination, and later we discuss in the next class.